Hello everybody, welcome back to the James Lawrence Allcott channel. The Midget Show says he's very confused. Why are you very confused? Let me know. Welcome to the channel. If you're new to the channel, then hit that subscribe button. Do it right now. The neutral one is back. I've had a bit of a hiatus, obviously. England doing better than I thought, and I may have lost my way a little bit, but I'm now back to calmly, but enthusiastically, talk about football again. And look, there's no better place to start than the World Cup final. I want to have a chat with you guys because you've been watching the World Cup as much as I have. I'm going to be on the Ball Street channel tomorrow. We're going to be doing a live reaction to that final. And it's a funny game because I think as an England fan, you kind of feel a little bit like, oh, that could have been us. But you need to look at this game, and this game is fascinating. It really is fascinating. So I'm intrigued to know what you guys think. If you're watching this right now and you're watching it live, do me a favour, as I said, hit subscribe and click that like button. It's good to get those likes up, apparently, and so you'll be doing me a massive favour. But what I'm going to talk about, I'm going to talk about the teams. I've got Who Scored up here. It's one of my favourite websites in terms of getting the lowdown on different teams. I'm going to look at France and look at Croatia. I'm going to add my thoughts to it and where I think this game's going to be won and lost, the sort of key battles, the key areas. Let me know your thoughts as we go along, because that's it. That's what this channel's about. It's about football discussion a lot of the time. And it's about me having a chat with you guys and seeing what you guys think along the way. So make sure you get involved. I'm going to be talking about the midfield, the right side, which I think is the key area in this game for me, and a couple of key players who I think people don't really talk about enough. Ivan, straight away, who are you supporting tomorrow? Now, this is a great question because we've been having this debate at Ball Street in the office quite a lot, because what do you do here? Do you want to go out to the team that wins the whole thing? Or do you want to go, oh, look, we wouldn't have won it anyway because France were too good? I think there's two sides to that, and I don't really know. To be honest, I've got to say I've been so impressed with the grit and the determination of Croatia. As a story, I think that would be better for... I'm always rooting for the underdog, and I think that's better for everyone if they were able to win it. For them to get through all of those games, those difficult struggles, but then beat a quality side like France, I think that would be amazing. Again, the other side of it I was thinking is, well, it's now par for the course that the team that wins the World Cup, they fall away at the next one. So France, this team is so good, let them win it this time. And then next time, they'll do Germany or whoever it was. Italy have done it. France have done it in the past. And they'll fall away in the group stages. So life is good. Let's read a couple of your comments whilst we're getting started, because they're starting to come in. P-Goal27, hello, mate. I hope you're well. He's saying Mbappe to bag a brace in this one. What else we got? Anthony Barrett checking in. Absolutely. Every single one of you, get checking in right now. Andrew Allen, Huddersfield Town fan. Great signing, World Cup winning left back, building good team. And Shutter Nutter, I want Croatia to win. Think about it. Modric would go down in history as the best midfielder of our generation. Darasa TV online, watching from Tanzania. That's class. That's amazing. I'm in Peckham right now. And Jamie, of course, you're always telling me I'm ugly. Thanks for that, mate. Keeping me grounded. Right, let's look at these teams. I've got them right in front of me. I think both teams are set to keep the exact same starting lineup that has got them here. Let's kick off with the French team, and the names in this side is unbelievable. But what I really like about them, and I think it's difficult to look past them in terms of winning this game, really, because you've got the names, but you've also got a team that's a little bit hurt from the Euros 2016, where they should have won it. It was outrageous that they didn't, really, for the quality that they had. But I think at that moment in time, they didn't have the experience, or almost maybe didn't have the character yet. I think that comes with time, where you go, no, not this time. And I think that's what Croatia have shown, certainly against England, and I'll get into that. But let's go through the team. Lloris is going to be the goalkeeper, of course. He's had a great tournament, pulled off some good saves when he's had to. Hasn't really put a foot wrong in this tournament. Pavard, who's been really impressive. I think people like to look at him and think he's a bit of a weak point in this team. Maybe due to his lack of experience, but he's been fantastic. I mean, aside from the goal against Argentina, which is one of the sexiest things I've ever seen on a football pitch, he's just been great. I think getting up and down the pitch, him and Mbappe seem to have a real connection there. And I don't see him as a huge weak point. But he'll be playing right back. Varane and Umtiti, who've been amazing. Varane against Belgium, I thought was colossal. I thought both of them, the whole back four really was superb. Hernandez, that's an area where sometimes do I worry about France? Not really. They're all great, but he's a young player. I mean, they're all young players. He hasn't got the same kind of experience maybe as some of the other guys in there. And when I look at it, initially I think that might be an area where that Rebic could get at France in this game. But then when I look a tiny bit further forward up the pitch, you go into midfield, and you've got Matuidi there. Matuidi against Belgium, the work that he did working backwards was something that really, really impressed me. And so that gives him that cover. There were a few times where Hernandez got done a little bit, but Matuidi was there to kind of to clean it up for him. So that helps them there with Hernandez. But is that an area possibly where they could get them? Maybe with Rebic there. Pogba and Kante have been superb in the middle of midfield. Pogba, he's in a position where you can get the best out of him in terms of his passing ability, and him and Mbappe, as soon as he gets the ball, Pogba, he's looking for Mbappe, and Mbappe's gone. It's going to be a 4-2-3-1. Giroud will play up top. Of course he will. And then you've got Matuidi, who's just going to do a lot of hard work as well as being an attacking threat for them. Griezmann, who I think is someone who's a little bit underrated in terms of what people are talking about. 20 games on the trot he's been involved in a goal. So the last 20 games he's either had an assist or a goal. It's amazing. 20 out of 20. And he takes the set pieces for them. He's going to be a huge player for them. And Mbappe, can anyone stop this guy? And we'll get onto the Croatia side in a minute, and I think that's a big part of this. But Mbappe he's arrived. He was totally arrived. He's had more dribbles than anyone in the tournament. Obviously, they've gone further than anyone. But he's got a swagger, and he's got this bubble. Now, when I say this, first time I saw the bubble was Ronaldinho. He would get the ball, and players were scared to approach him because they knew he had so much pace. And I think sometimes in the mind of a defender, there can be too much respect. Against Belgium, I felt like they gave him a little bit too much respect. Big reason for that is the pace that he has. Croatia, I've liked the way that they've carried themselves, and I'm intrigued to see, in particular, when you've got Strinic there, who often they kind of have a go at, and Perisic, who they have a go at. This is the worrying area for me if I'm a Croatia fan, which I'm not. I think Perisic is going to be an attacking threat for Croatia, but France are going to look to go down that right-hand side. You've got Strinic there, who, let's be honest, Mbappe could eat for breakfast with the pace that he's got. The big thing is, can Brozovic get over and do something and stop that guy? That's where I think France are going to have their most joy, and I think that's where they're going to destroy, really, this Croatia team. Let's have let me know what you think about the French team. I'm going to go into the comments right now. Here we go. Fahimuddin, I love Mbappe doing absolute madness. He didn't he, in the last game? That little flip was just, I haven't got a word for it. Let me know what word for it is. Paul Gibson, Croatia struggled with Sterling, and Mbappe is going to destroy them. I think you're right there, mate. Key Productions, I feel pace will exploit Croatia. I agree. P-Girl, what do you think about the matchup between the aerial ability of Giroud and Vida and Lovren? Okay, well, let's talk about that. Thanks for that, mate. And yeah, get your questions in whilst you're watching the screen. 39 people watching this stream right now. Hit the like button. Do it right now. It only takes you a second. And subscribe if you're new to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. So yeah, Giroud versus Lovren. Lovren's claiming he's world class. I guess it depends on your definition of world class. Is he playing in world class games? That's 2 he's now playing in. Champions League final, playing the Europa League final recently. You know, last few years he's playing for Liverpool in a world class team. You've got to say that. So there's a lot of indicators that suggest that he is. When you look at the stats, for me, Lovren actually hasn't done that much. Obviously, he's been there and he's been playing, but he's only attempted 4 tackles in the whole tournament. He's only completed 2 of those tackles. His clearances are lower on average per game than they would be for Liverpool. So this shows that the control that Croatia can have over games. When he's coming up against Giroud, I think if you're Lovren or Vida, and Vida's the one really who's impressed me a lot more actually than Lovren. Andrew Allen, James, enjoy your channel. Thanks, mate. Sorry, I just wanted to say thank you for that. Vida, I've been really impressed with, and I wouldn't be surprised if one of the top teams went for him in the summer. But if you're a centre-back, what you're worried about is the pace, and I think this is what's going to kill Croatia in this game at the end of the day. But Lovren and Vida, they will see Giroud and go, yeah, I'll have that. I know he's going to be in front of me. I'm a strong guy who likes headers. He's a strong guy who likes headers. With Giroud, it's all about deception, really. He's not there to be a major threat in the penalty box. He's the backboard. He's the guy that attracts two centre-backs and they can't leave them, and it allows the space around out wide for Mbappe, for Matuidi, for Matuidi. Wow. For Griezmann and for all those players to exploit. He's just someone who's kind of a magnet for two centre-backs, and he's then allows players to go beyond him. Because sometimes if you're all just flying, I'm sure we've all seen it, even in Sunday League, everyone just runs away. There's no space to play a ball into. There's also not a guy to give it to then play a pass. Giroud offers both of those. In the first game, you saw they struggled. And the reason they struggled is because you just had so much pace, so many people wanted to go forward. You need a balance of people who are going to stand still sometimes. And a hold-up man can offer that when you've got pace around it. And that's what Giroud will offer. And he'll work his bollocks off. Will he score a goal? I'd be surprised. I would be surprised. I don't think he's had a shot on target. I think Bolt was saying that in the Ball Street preview, which you can go and check out as well. But I think Giroud he'll do his bit. He'll be seen as this courageous centre forward, and that's exactly what he is for me. You don't want to be relying on him, but unfortunately for France, they don't have to rely on him. Let me know what you think. Let's get back into those comments. Paul Gibson, Lovren is a better player than he gets credit for, but he has a mistake in him. I agree with you, mate. Anna Guthukel, a Costa Rican watching in Germany, supporting Croatia. It's interesting. Aki Productions, do you feel Griezmann has had a disappointing World Cup? As I said, I think he's been. Sometimes it depends how you want to spin it when it comes to Griezmann. I think Griezmann's got a huge part to play in this final, and I think he could actually be the key man, because I think the key focus for Croatia, and I promise you I will get to that Croatia team in just a second. The thing with Croatia is they're going to be concerned with getting overrun in midfield, and they're going to be concerned with Mbappe. Those are the two areas where they're going to be really worried. And the way that they can defend in that sense is to hold on to the ball. And Modric and Rakitic and all of the players have got enough quality to hold on to the ball. But when France have got the ball, I think this could be the one where Griezmann makes a massive impact, because one, he's been kind of that stat that I gave you where, look, he's been involved in 20 goals in 20 games. A big part of that is the set pieces. But this whole tournament's been huge on set pieces. I think it's 40% of the goals. 47 of the 151 goals have come from set pieces. So he's going to look a little bit better. It's a bit like Beckham when he was getting a bit older. I mean, he's always been about that delivery. How much more was he offering, apart from those set pieces in the 2006 World Cup? That doesn't mean those 2006 World Cup set pieces weren't important. Griezmann's got a lot more to offer than that. And I think sooner or later that's going to come for him. And I think this could be the game for him. I would not be surprised if you saw him getting on the end of a counter-attack from Mbappe. I think it's about time he stepped up and he's good to go. Right, let's get into this Croatia team. Thank you everyone who's watching right now. We've got 40 people watching the stream, which is class. Previewing this World Cup final. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe, do it right now, and hit the like button. Come on, guys. You're watching it right now. I can see it. It's on 15. 43 of you watching. Hit the like button. Do me a favour. Come on. Right, let's have a look at this Croatia team then. So, Subasic in goal. Subasic in goal. He's had a good tournament. I've been impressed with his feet actually. I think his passing's been really good. I struggle to say his name, but this is my favourite player in this Croatia team, aside from Modric, of course. It's Vrsaljko. I think that's how you say it. The right back, who wasn't even supposed to play. He's because he did his knee. Played against England. I thought he was class. I thought. And I think he's been brilliant all tournament. He offered them a threat going forward that Strinic doesn't on the other side. Vida, one of my players of the tournament, probably one of my centre-backs of the tournament as well. Lovren, look, I give him credit. I think he's good. I think he's had a great end to the season. I thought he's got better and better since he's been with Van Dijk. But is he world class? Absolutely not, in my opinion. His concentration needs to be better for a whole season, not just a few months. But Vida, I've been really impressed with Vida, and I think he's got something about him. And in both ends of the pitch, he can score a header as he did against Russia. Brozovic, now he's going to be a crucial player. So Croatia are going to play 4-1-4-1. Brozovic is going to be the defensive midfielder. And he's crucial because sometimes you need that water carrier to allow Modric and Rakitic to play. Now this again is where I think there's an underrated player that people don't talk enough about, but is going to have a key part in this game if Croatia are going to do anything. And I would not be. This game's going to be tighter than people think, because as much as France are frightening on the counter-attack, Croatia really do have an ability and an experience that's going to allow them to maybe control this game of football. Now and when I'm talking about that underrated player, I'm going to go straight to Rakitic, because I think, if you're looking at what teams are worried about, France are going to be worried about Modric. And if France are worried about Modric, they're going to look to get N'Golo Kante on him. And when they do that, that's going to free up a bit of space for someone else. Now, Pogba did a great defensive job against Belgium. Followed Fellaini around when they had the ball. He was playing as a centre-back on a few occasions. Can he do the same with someone who's got the kind of guile and a bit more movement in Rakitic? I think Rakitic, if Croatia are going to win this game, Rakitic is going to have the game of his life, because I think Modric, he'll be able to move the ball about and he might be able to create space for another midfielder. But if they're not going to get overrun, and to be honest, I don't think they will get overrun, because the way France have played in this tournament, they haven't overly pressed. They've been ready with a low block, won the ball 40 yards out, and look to counter-attack. And so moving up the pitch, I think Croatia will have the ball, and that's why this game's going to be a bit closer than people think. The midfield is key. Frederick's saying the same thing. Let me know what you think about Rakitic, Modric, Kante and Pogba. I wonder if Rakitic can find those little pockets of space that's going to make life difficult for Pogba. Pogba's frailties have always been in his defensive side of the game, and it could be a huge aspect of it. Let's hear what you guys think. Right. Kovacic to play left back instead of Strinic. I didn't know that, guys, so thank you if that's the case. That's interesting. That's, again, I mean, look, to bring someone in, that's going to be difficult. Friedrich Lee said midfield is key. Luke Stone, Jerez, thanks for watching, mate. Will this game be decided in the midfield? I think it's a really, really important place. If Croatia are going to win this game, for Croatia to win this game, it needs to be about the midfield. And, Pogba, you done me, mate. You done me in the live stream. I thought Kovacic playing left back sounded a bit ridiculous. That's why I kind of stayed away from it. So who knows playing left back. For Croatia to win this game, it's going to be about the midfield. They'll need to dominate that, and they'll need to find a way around Kante, who's just frightening. I think he's, again, another underrated player who people just, because what he does is looks basic and simple. You don't realise just how smart this guy is, and team that up with the mad stamina that he's got is a huge part of it. Right, 3 key areas. I've got them here in a piece of paper. I'm going to talk about them right now. So one is the midfield. We've done that. We've kind of done that already. And sorry, actually, I didn't get through the whole team. Let me do that. I'm losing my way here, guys. So then you got your midfield 4, Rebic. I think Rebic will be looking to get on and looking to do something with Hernandez, but I think Matuidi will be there, and I don't see Rebic doing that much. I know he's direct, but yeah, Paul Gibson saying Rebic, one of the few players who can match Kante for stamina. Yeah, that's fine, but I just don't think they'll be in the same areas of the pitch. I think he's going to be on that right-hand side and looking to help out Mandzukic. Rakitic we've spoken about, so I won't go into that, but let me know if you think I'm right in that. Is either guy going to be on Pogba, and has he got the movement to do something there? And then Perisic on the left-hand side, who I think is crucial, and you saw a lot of people having to go at Kyle Walker for not making that header. For me, I think the anticipation and the movement and the cross from Vaselko, I mean, the cross shouldn't have been in there. But Perisic up against Pavard has got a great opportunity to do something. One-on-one, he's still one of the best wingers, because he's direct. He likes to dribble with the ball. He's an old-school winger, really. And when he gets in those one-on-one situations, you saw when he hit the post against England, those couple of step-overs and then he was gone. And he's got that in him. So if Croatia are able to move up the pitch, which I think they will be able to do, then he's got a huge part to play if Croatia are going to get some goals here. Because, as I said, that anticipation showed that he can be a goal scorer as well. And he's going to need to get up there and help out Mandzukic. And then you got Mandzukic up front. And it's about, for him, you saw his ability to goal poach. It was superb. He was kind of just calm and walking back. But all along, he was so smart in the top 2 inches of his head. So clever, so switched on. And he's only going to get 1 or 2 chances. And I think if he gets them, then he's likely to take them. What Croatia will want to do is they want to dominate possession. They want to slow the game down, which allow them to be ready to go back when France look to counter-attack. and they're going to look to try and get 1 or 2 chances. So the key areas for me, the midfield, the right-hand side for both sides, because you've got Mbappe's going to go at Strinic or whoever's playing left back, and you've got Perisic going up against Pavard. I think both of those attacking players aren't going to really concentrate too much in terms of getting back, and so that might allow the other player to do some damage. But Perisic is just a massive player for Croatia in terms of the attacking sense, and he's been involved in 10 goals in this tournament. So he has delivered. He really has delivered. He's had a great tournament. I've spoken about Antoine Griezmann. I really think this might be the game for him where he steps up and steals all the headlines, and there could be a cheeky celebration there as well. And then looking at the subs, let's have a look at the subs, because this is where I think France as well looks like they might be able to get over the line, because, and I haven't even spoken about the amount of football that Croatia have played, but I think they've proven me wrong in that sense, and I think that's a moot point now, because they've shown Luke Stone saying Russian and Croatia players are sauced up allegedly. I'm not buying that really. I think Croatia have shown their experience. I think they've shown how battle hardened they are. I think they've shown the grit that they need. I think, look, the English press, I don't think the English press were wrong in saying what they said. I said the same thing. I thought they were going to be tired and we'd run them into the ground, but ultimately they proved us wrong, and they used that as fuel to prove us wrong. I was listening to a podcast with Adrian Charles, who's actually half Croatian, and he was saying how the Croatians love to hold a grudge, apparently. And so with that kind of stuff is only fuel. And I think the idea that France are the favourites, I think that will suit Croatia. I think they will like to dig in, make this game difficult for them, dominate possession, because they have just great footballers in that side that can allow them to do that. And I think as the game goes on, the scars from the Portugal Euros 2016 game, that is going to play a part in this game, because if you get to 60, 70 minutes, then they'll start to get a little bit nervous. I'm going to give my prediction in a second, but I want to see your predictions in the comments below. Last call out, guys, for a like on this stream. It does the stream and the video a lot of good. And if you're new and you're watching the channel for the first time, then please hit subscribe. And if you are a subscriber, you are an OG. I'm not even at 10K yet, guys. So thank you for being an OG, and thank you for all the nice messages over the World Cup. I appreciate it. And we've got, look, football never ends. So we've got loads to talk about, and I've got a few different ideas that are around other things aside from football. So we've got that, and we've got Great Touch for a Big Lad, which will be coming back bigger and better than ever. So loads on the James Lawrence Allcott channel to enjoy. But let's go into the comments one last time. So get your comments in now and get your predictions in now. Who's going to win it? Just write Croatia or France. Who's going to win the World Cup? Let's have a look. Right. D-Dal, Rakitic will be the linchpin tomorrow. He will run circles around Pogba. Where Croatia will fall short will be in the offensive. They'll struggle to score. Shatanata, do you think Croatia will finally fire out 3 consecutive games going into extra time? I don't know how they've remained so energetic. It's incredible. Seb Hessman, Croatia have seriously struggled against average teams, Denmark and Russia. I think there's a different context to those teams, so I think that plays a part in all of this, I've got to say. Every game is so different. City Fisher saying 3-0 France. It's not even going to be close. I said that about England, so, I mean, how much do I know? I'm wary of doing that. I'm wary of underestimating this Croatia team. Key Productions, VAR to play a huge part in the final. I think that's a good point. It's something we don't think about a lot of the time. Could there be an offside for Mbappe or all those high-speed running French players? That could play a part. Paul Gibson, thanks for watching, Paul. Appreciate it, mate. France to win. Anat Guthukel. Every time someone says Vida, I think of Ricky Martin's on. That's why France will win. Not sure that makes sense. And Jacob Hayes, I'm just gutted Kane didn't square it, and I can't go out tomorrow and watch England whilst getting twatted with my mates. Not really into internationals, but loved being together with everyone. Absolutely, mate. I think we're all gutted about that, to be honest. Luke Stone, Jerez, France 2-0 Croatia. Against Croatia. France looked very good defensively against Belgium. And Archbid Ernie Ward, am I the only one who thinks Croatia to win? I think you might be, mate, because for me, I think character's a huge part of football, and I think Croatia have showcased their character, and I think this game's going to be a lot tighter than people realise. But what I've been impressed with France is the run that they've had to get to the final has been difficult. They've played teams, all different kinds of teams. They've played an Argentina side that had one of the best players in the world, but were a bit of a mess. And they were 2-1 down. and they were able to dispatch of them. Uruguay, difficult, resolute side, able to dispatch them. Belgium, the toughest test for them, and really, really impressed with both the defence in terms of dealing with someone like Hazard, who was on fire during this World Cup, but then also being an attacking force and just clinical, really. And add all of that with the character of a team that lost in Euro 2016. They won't have it this time. I just really don't think they will have it. I think there's a grit there that comes from losing. And I'm hoping England will have that in the next tournament. And Croatia have shown their grit, as I said, but I just think there's just too much quality in every single area of the pitch. Unlike the England game, it was a bit of a toss-up in terms of who has the better team initially to start off. On this game, there is no doubt. France have the better squad. They have a young squad, a squad with pace at the end of a tournament, a squad that's got better and a team that's got better. I think it'll be tight, but I think it's going to be 2-0, and I think it'll be comfortable. I think there'll be a goal probably halfway through the first half, and then I think in the second half, when Croatia are going for it, maybe about 75 minutes, you'll see that second goal for France, and that'll be that. I think Croatia will dominate a lot of the possession and look to do that, and I think they've done themselves unbelievably proud. But I think quality will finally shine through, and Deschamps will win both the World Cup as a player and as a manager. Unbelievable. Let me know your thoughts on this game. Get your predictions down in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. Thank you for watching during the World Cup. Loads to come. We've got a whole new season on its way. And as I said, I've got a few other things that I'm working on as well, which I'm really excited about. So subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all so soon. Have a good weekend. Come on, England. I'll see you soon. Bye.